On the final day of February, Donald Trump decided to take the biggest gamble of his political career and launch the biggest war the Middle East has seen in decades that is radically and quickly changing the way our entire world works. After months of buildup, the war was launched in coordination with Israel on the 28th of February that immediately involved heavy Israeli airstrikes on the personal compound of Iran's 86-year-old supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, killing him in a sea of fire. Multiple other opening Israeli airstrikes immediately targeted other senior Iranian leadership in an attempt to decapitate as much of the country's ruling elites as possible, which up to this video's production has included the Iranian defense minister, the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC, and dozens of others. Within just the first 6 days of the war's start, the US military already carried out more than 2,000 airstrikes all across Iran that have sunk nearly the entirety of the Iranian Navy's major surface vessels, while a separate US submarine strike on an Iranian frigate thousands of miles away from Iran off the coast of Sri Lanka represented the first US submarine kill since the end of the Second World War. America's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has claimed that the opening day of the war involved nearly double the number of American munitions dropped that were dropped on Saddam Hussein's Iraq on the first day of the shock and awe campaign in 2003. While the Israeli Air Force has claimed they have been actively striking around 1,000 targets all across Iran every single day as well, a pace of attacks that have been enabled by their newly gained ability to fly over Syria and American aerial tankers refueling them in the sky. Western-based human rights groups have already reported that more than 1,000 civilians across Iran have already been killed by these American and Israeli airstrikes. Military casualties beyond the supreme leader within Iran due to this overwhelming aerial war are so far unclear, but the Israelis have been actively attempting to strike every single IRGC headquarters across the country, and even bomb the building that contained the senior leadership responsible for selecting the next supreme leader. A clear sign that Israel's military objective, at least, is to grind down Iran's military capabilities and cause enough shock to the system to induce the regime into collapse by whatever means necessary. America and Trump's objectives for having started the war, meanwhile, remain much less clear. Trump himself has variously urged on the Iranian people to rise up against the battered regime in a revolution, suggesting it's about regime change, while also saying that he would still be willing to talk to the regime and cut some kind of a deal.